Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Center again, joined with the notorious EAW, Ed Allison-Wright from Gibraltar. And this is Centerpiece. And I am still buzzing from the World Trade Center Savannah's program last month, where we talk about network. Well, World Trade Center Savannah and the Georgia Ports Authority and the city of Savannah got a visit from the King and Queen of the Netherlands. They had fantastic, real substantive meetings about business, about cultural exchange. And actually, a guy from a small town in Savannah, were rubbing elbows with the King and Queen and actually had real business conversations, particularly with Queen Máxima, about some business I'm trying to do in Europe. Never in 1,000 years would I've had this kind of opportunity if it weren't for the World Trade Center Network. And here is the King, great man, very down to earth, loves Savannah, and our Mayor Van Johnson, who is also on our World Trade Center board. Here's the chairman of World Trade Center Savannah, Mr. John Coleman, that's me. Trey Thompson, another board member. And then we have Kay Ford, who is the first female chairperson of the Savannah Economic Development Authority. So this demonstrates the power of this network and how we can make things happen for our members. So let's get on with it.
Wow. Well, let's start, Scott.
And here we are again with a new twist on everything happening in the World Trade Centers Association. Since there's so much to share, we'll dive our video into theme, our main pillars, and we'll allow people to pick the subjects that interest them the most through the timestamps below. But we also know that once you start watching, it's addictive in a good way. You'll want to watch it all like finishing a bowl of potato chips once you start.
I love chips, or Pringles probably in Europe.
I thought you call them crisps. Don't you call them
well,
crisps?
We do, but then there's if you have a pack of Pringles, there's a saying that you just can't stop once you start.
It's true. Okay. We don't have that buzz line here. But anyhow, speaking of buzz, did you see all the buzz around the 22nd anniversary of the World Trade Centers Association Day on June the 12th?
I most certainly did, Scott. And June the 12th was a double celebration in Europe because all of our members attended the European regional meeting in Dresden right after a really successful inaugural WTCA Investor Day on the 10th of June.
Yeah, I am really excited about it. Ed, tell me more about that. Tell me everything that happened. Give me the whole rundown.
Okay, so I didn't attend the Investor Day in person myself, but I heard it was a great success. That there've been some significant follow-ups since then with Robin and his team. And given that it's the first attempt at this type of event, I think it was great to see a morning press conference that was well attended by press in terms of really good media attendance from Dresden. You can see those in the picture now. In the evening, there were around 70 people that gathered at a castle, or Schlossen, I think they call it in German, sharing success stories and testimonials from having a World Trade Center license with partnerships outside of our network. It's also, I think that the focus was to try and educate on the value behind the license, because that's crucial to all of us license holders. And then we raised interest around certain players within the German market, which was also very important for our existing members to get to know as well. So the European Regional Advisory Council supported this idea fully, and the WTCA is considering repeating it in other regions once we've taken all the lessons from this one. So many thanks to Denitsa, Robin, and the whole WTC Dresden team.
What a huge success. That's what we're all about. And it'd be great to see more German license holders from that dynamic market. And how was their European regional meeting? I have to admit, I was given a major case of FOMO. Do I say FOMO or do I say FOMO? How do you European?
It's FOMO, Scott, but I know what you mean. I don't blame you for having it. I mean, I think I just got over a hangover from one of the events, but you really missed out. The WTC Dresden team are great hosts. Their building's extremely impressive. The weather was perfect, and the program was organised by Nace and Crystal and the whole WTC Dresden team. It was really thought-provoking. It had expert presentations from European colleagues, but also from people from outside of our network, bringing their expertise to the table. We were looking at topics around AI, supply chain. Those are very pertinent, and we also looked at the power of the network and got to learn around what that means to different people within our network. So yeah, good business partners and good friendships instilled within this meeting for sure.
Fantastic. So the regional meetings allowed the network to discuss regional issues and share ideas. The next regional meeting is going to be in Haikou, China on the 25th through the 27th of August. And it'll be another great opportunity for World Trade Centers to meet and share great information.
Yeah, completely agree. And I got a taste of that when I was in China recently. And the upcoming Asia Pacific meeting will be really well attended. It will be of great benefit to members that can go. They'll be extracting best practices, innovative ideas around industrial parks, World Trade Centers, smart cities, and also special economic zones, which are driving the way forward over there.
We are really supercharging this World Trade Center network. I mean, I've been involved for over 10 years, and it has never been stronger with all these regional meetings. The next regional meeting in Latin America is to be held in Domingo in September. And members in that region, they really impress me. They're so cohesive and they exchange ideas that really proves what this World Trade Center network is about. Everybody's going in the same direction. Everybody's working hard and having fun together.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, a lot of that is owed to Carlos Ronderos, who brings years of experience as our WTCA leader in that region. So we're seeing impressive growth and prominent World Trade Center projects lined up as well.
And then after that, there's the granddaddy of all the meetings. It's our member forum where we can get together and everything that people learned in the regional meetings and shared, we all get together finally in New York in October.
Yeah, that's always a great event, always well attended. The WTCA headquarters staff put on a marvelous forum, always proposing innovative topics and experiences. I think, for example, there'll be a focus on AI this time and also meditation for leaders workshop. And the Centerpiece Live. It's going to be part of the program. And I love doing these centerpieces here from the Georgia Ports Authority, who's been a great host for us. But I can't wait to have a live audience to bounce off of. I'm so pumped about this, and I can't wait for you to see all the surprise guests we plan on lining up to be on the stage with us. Yeah. I mean, it's a great occasion for our members to connect in person, learn, and to obviously have fun, which is a fundamental part of business. So definite one to be part of the association and to get involved with if you can.
Yeah, be there or be square, which is the old 70s expression. And to look at me, you wouldn't realize that I remember things from the 70s. But the cameras here at Georgia Ports Authority really do me justice. But you're too young to know what that is about, my friend.
So I mean, I guess I should say that I don't want to be square, so I'm there. That rhymes at least.
Yeah,
so now let's celebrate the great work of Chanel and the regional PR firms that are talking about the WTCA. So why do you think that there are so many great media articles and TV clips about our organization going around?
Well, it's simple. We have fantastic, innovative, pertinent stories to share, period. Do you know the WTCA regional PR team secured an impressive 1,652 media placements globally related to only the Global Business Forum? And that reached a combined audience of 1.5 billion.
Wow. And that doesn't even count all of the other articles beyond the GBF, such as those picked up by Forbes Serbia, Manila Standard, Berita Satu, Miami Herald, Sachsen Fernsehen, German TV media, such as Shashisha newspaper, etc. There are plenty more.
And it's really hard to get into the Miami Herald because all they want to print about is Lionel Messi, since he's been a resident and a superstar there. But getting the media to understand who we are and what we do has proven to be a topic of relevance.
Yeah, definitely. And, our raison d'etre is the peace through trade. So, it's applicable today almost more as it ever has been. I'm thrilled to see that the media recognize that our global association has an important role to play in that. It's up to us to continue telling that story, providing examples of the good work of our local trade centers that they do, and also how overarching WTCA ties everything together with offerings of support and networking opportunities and just pushing that global brand everywhere.
And that's an inspiring way to move on to trade, which is one of our core pillars. Our latest newsletter provides explicit examples of how our members use their membership to network, get to know fellow World Trade Centers, and identify business opportunities for their affiliated companies locally.
Yeah, so I mean, a good example on that one is that the WTC Binh New City in Vietnam is seeing business opportunities in serving the Muslim market by increasing their exports of halal food. So they organised a seminar with the Department of Industry and Trade to understand opportunities around global halal community and the economy around that. So this industry alone, you'll be interested to know, is currently valued at $7 trillion US, and that's expected to reach 10 trillion by 2028. So, that's trillions, Scott.
I can understand.
The zeros go off this and go off the end.
It's too big for me to understand, but this information is invaluable for our affiliated companies looking to grow their business. And that's the power of the World Trade Centers. They provide this type of business opportunity information to their members or tenants. Plus, I read some interesting stories in the latest issue about Bengaluru, like the article, Driving Indian Innovation to the U.S., in collaboration with the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority. And having great partners like the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Commercial Service adds expertise around the table.
Well, WTC Dublin writes about the events they organised around the inaugural non-stop flight from Denver to Dublin with Aer Lingus. And these added flights, especially direct ones, are all about increasing trade and facilitating the mobility of people and goods. I'm sure that'll be good for Karen. Yeah,
for sure. Well, trade is our middle name, World Trade Center, so perfect.
True, and that's why this is this trade pillar, as we've just been talking about, is key to our association. So the latest newsletter has other examples like World Trade Center Chennai, India, and New Brunswick in Canada, where a session brought together entrepreneurs, investors, and professionals to examine mutual business growth potential.
Throughout the years, we've had a few different taglines like peace through trade, we grow trade, and now connecting business globally. We also had one for a while, we know somebody who knows somebody. So these are all great taglines, and they all are true today. These are reflected through our pillars too, whether real estate or trade or conferences and exhibitions, or more recently, the business clubs.
Yeah, so World Trade Center Mumbai is working with World Trade Center Taipei to explore opportunities. It's all in the newsletter, so check that out. And trade is at the center of our association, as you said.
Now let's see how conferences and exhibitions are ready to rock. As one article in the Philippine Star put it, as you know, Ed, the conferences and exhibitions is another core pillar, and our latest newsletter provides explicit examples of how members host or organize various trade shows, fairs, and exhibitions for their affiliated companies locally.
Yeah, so the MICE industry, meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions is definitely on the rise. It's understandable, but still surprising, I think, how the numbers have surpassed the 2019 statistics. And many of our World Trade Center members focus on this industry. Many of our top performing ones do.
WTC Taipei, which my family just came back from a wonderful vacation in Taipei. Speaking of FOMO, I didn't get to go. WTC Metro Manila and WTC Dubai are experts in this field. Their CEOs, Simon Wang, Pamela Pascual, and Mahir Abdulkarim Julfar, are also on the board of UFI, the Global Association of the Exhibition Industry. That's big. WTCA is well positioned to lead in conferences and exhibitions.
I think it's oofy, but I'm just going to let you go on with UFI. We'll run with that. But just in World Trade Center,
the way I said it, so sorry.
So just in World Trade Center Metro Manila, they host over 80 shows a year, for example. So this includes exhibitions, conferences, special events, and corporate meetings. The exhibitor companies represent around 7,500 a year, and around 1 million combined buyers and guests participate annually, which is amazing. Imagine that ripple effect of that going through the World Trade Centers Association network to all other members. So World Trade Center Qingdao in China also saw a surge in exhibition activities with over 30,000 visitors at a recent event. So the appetite for these sort of conferences and exhibitions seems to be growing.
So we've talked about trade about conferences and exhibitions, about the power of the network. And now I want to touch on a third key mainstay of our association, which, although not directly featured in this latest newsletter, remains our flagship, and that's real estate. Ed is the foremost expert on that. The European meeting held in mid-June at WTC Dresden showed how a WTC can be the iconic building of a city.
Yeah, indeed. Like I was saying at the opening of Centerpiece today, the WTC Dresden building is the tallest building in that city, and it's a gathering place for businesses and the local community. And it's truly just a brilliant building to be in. The
latest WTCA promotional video, you'll see a link there. So please click on that and watch it. It really makes a statement. Iconic, impressive, distinctive. Check it out, as well as our social media channels, to see the amazing activities within the network. It'll blow you away.
Yeah, and it's worth us saying, Scott, it's not just about looking at that video. You can use that video for many reasons. Yeah, you can distribute it with members, you can distribute it to investors and developers, however that suits you, just to promote our network. So yeah, absolutely.
Contribute, Ed.
Yeah. So there's so much going on that we often miss some news, and this is why we try and provide those different formats to give you a sense of our activities on a month-to-month basis.
Okay. Well, I don't like to end on a sad note, but we learned in mid-June of the passing of Balaram Menon, a former WTCA board member, a super sweet man, and he's a key leader of WTC Bengaluru. I have really great memories of this, fond memories of this gentle, principled man. It was great that that at the Global Business Forum in Bengaluru this past year, that they made sure they had a key role in it. So rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah, certainly. All of our WTCA family sends our regards to Balaram's family. It was a great opportunity for him to partake, as you say, in the closing remarks at the WTCA GBF in Bengaluru, which meant a lot to him and a lot to us as well. So rest in peace, my friend.
I'm glad they did that. So when we lose friends like Balaram, we wish everyone, everywhere, wherever you are in the world, happiness, health, peace. Good morning, good evening, good night.
Ciao.